from Detroit, Michigan, USA. In My House, hosted by T.Carlita, where the true stories are told and great music is played.
Clean up on aisle 5. It sounds like my life right now. Just one big mess.
What's going on?
It's my property taxes.
What?
I am behind and I am so worried that I'm gonna lose my house. I can pay some of it, but I can't pay it all at once.
Sorry to interrupt. I'm Eric Sabri, the Wayne County Treasurer. The last thing I want is for anyone to lose their property to tax foreclosure. We have assistance programs to help. Visit us at treasurer.waynecounty.com and we'll help you keep your home. We're here to help.
Underground Resistance. We're live. Welcome. Underground Resistance. Thank you for coming.
You're welcome.
So
thank you for having us.
We appreciate it. But we got to get a little personal for a hot second, Mike, before we get into the UR story. Because I have something I have to say to you. You know, I first met you on Grand River through Derek Jamerson, which this show is inspired by, when you all were on Grand River. And at the time, you were looking for a journalist for your publication. And I wanted to thank you for giving me my first job as a journalist. Especially back then, I didn't know what the heck I was doing. But you were the motivator. You kept me going. You like, you got this, T. You can do this. So I wanted to thank you. And now who would have thought, you know, some odd many years later, I'm interviewing you now.
Yeah. Well, you know, you always had the spirit.
I thank you. And like I said, you know, this show is inspired and dedicated to Derek. And it's sad that, you know, he's no longer here. And I know that you had a very strong, unconditional relationship with him. And family is important to him. You know, our children, Jennifer and Derek, who are adults doing their own thing. Jennifer now got her own children, twins. And, you know, it's sad that, you know, Derek's not here to see it. And now that's why when this opportunity came to do the show, that's why I had to do this show. And my son Lamar, you know, he comes, reads Meter, and he talk about Uncle Mike is cool. Love his stories. He keep it real. So just briefly, you know, this is documenting history and his children and now his granddaughters. They're going to see this show one day. Can Uncle Mike just tell them a little something about how Derek was when it came to his music and his love for his family?
Oh man, that's a tough question. I think Jamerson was yes, you know, sometimes being a genius can be a curse, and I think he was just so gifted at music. Me and my man was in there talking about it earlier. He was so gifted at music that sometimes he would lack in other areas in life, you know. And he loved all y'all. Man, this is deep. We would talk about, you know, he had a particular problem he was dealing with,
right?
And you know me, I couldn't give him nothing but the truth. And the truth was, well, you know, why don't you leave something your kids would be proud of? And he studied. He was kind of new to house music and all this type of stuff, but he studied and worked, and I mean, faster than anybody in the UR crew ever did. He came out with some bad stuff. I mean, this stuff was crushing, and you know, I would be coaching him, and I ain't expect to see him back for a month or 2 months or 3 months, and he'd be back the next day. You know, and he really just wanted to leave that music. I don't think he expected to check out as early as he did.
Right.
Nobody, I don't think any young person expects to check out, but in a strange way, he would always say, make sure my kids know I did focus and I did accomplish something. And he did. And I'm gonna say this. Sometime in a musician's life, their creation is kind of like where we had a mask on.
Right.
You know, his music was from God, and anything from God is greater than the person that made it.
Right.
And so when God called him to go do whatever he do, now he called him and took him in, but the stuff he left on earth, to me, is still people appreciate it around the world, but I'll be real happy when his own people can appreciate it.
And that's why.
But that's radio, music business industry.
Right.
So.
And that was the reason why when the window of opportunity opened for me to be able to do this show, that's why I jumped in it, and that's why I wanted you to be here and to tell that story and to set this thing off so people will understand, you know, who Derek was. They saw him one way, but we know who he was.
Yeah, music is deeper. When a DJ, imagine you got a guy who's been passed on, and his best moment might be in your left hand.
Right.
You know, like David Ruffin or any of them great. You know, when you mixing that music together, I think about it a lot.
Right.
When I listen to Tammy Terrell and Marvin Gaye,
right,
singing "Ain't No Mountain High Enough," and you could just hear the hope and the future and the fun they was having. You could hear all the good spirit in their voice,
right?
Even though we know they met a tragic end for both of them,
right? Exactly.
You know, but look what they left us with.
That's right.
And that's how I look at Derek.
Okay, well, I appreciate that. You are in my house, hosted by T.Carlita, where the true stories are told and great music is played.
Fellas, I'm new in town, and I've been here a couple times. I absolutely love your place, man. But I've got to ask you, if you can, I've heard that you're going to be shutting this place down.
I'm not proud of it, brother, but we're behind our property taxes, and the county is all over us, man. I'm even afraid to even give them a call.
Well, we can't let it go, brother. I mean, we can't give up. There's got to be a GoFundMe campaign that we can run, you know, even past the plate. Is there a forgiveness program or something that's out there?
Well, unfortunately, that's only for the big guys.
No, actually, Wayne County has payment plans for everyone.
Are you for real?
Yes, it's a well-designed program. We want to help you save your business.
That's what I'm talking about.
I'm Wayne County Treasurer Eric Sabri. If you have delinquent taxes on your home or business, contact our office, 313-224-5990, or visit our website, treasurer.waynecounty.com. We're here to help.
Got it.
In My House Radio, online 24/7. Featuring only the best techno and house music. And be sure to tune in for Sunday Inspiration, every Sunday from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Get connected, www.inmyhouse65.com.
Now let's talk about You Are. Now, the story on the streets and the story in the history books and the story on the streets says, and I want you to confirm all of this, that it started with you and Jeff Mills. That's all I've heard. That's what I was told. And that's what I know. So you the man, tell me the truth so the world will know how You Are started, and if it was you and Jeff, how'd it happen? How'd y'all meet and do that, if that was the truth? Oh, and let me explain to my viewing audience, the room is dark, so don't adjust your laptops, iPads, and iThings. It's that way on purpose because we're going to talk about that too. So you're not being deceived by your screen. So how do You Are start? You and Jeff?
I think any black man in this country can understand how you are started. That's the answer to that question.
I knew you was going to say something like that. How did I know you was going to say that? Okay. I knew you were going to say that. How did I know that? Okay. So, here next to you, you have
Hello. How are you?
all right. How are you too?
I'm okay.
Now, you are one of the UR artists, and you go by the name of
Agent Chaos.
Agent Chaos. So tell me about Agent Chaos. How'd you come on the doorsteps of UR?
Oh, met Mike coming up.
You met him coming up.
Yeah.
Were you doing music before you met him?
I was making sounds.
You was making sounds.
Yeah.
Okay. So what's your vibe? What's your vibe like?
Just experimental sounds.
You like experimental sounds.
Yeah.
Okay. And UR definitely offers that for you.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Agent Chaos. Mike, quick question for you. So, under UR, everybody has a number. You're UR 139, is that correct?
I have
several numbers.
Yeah,
okay.
various.
So, give me the reason for what's the numbering? Where'd that come from, and what is that about? If you can share that, because I want to.
It's kind of like in prison. You become less than, and you just a number, as in compared to the music.
Okay, so the number, basically, you're taking
You got to earn the number. If you got a number on UR, that means your music made it through the gauntlet, and you actually had a release on UR. There's guys in UR that don't have a number, so it's kind of a rank system as well as a humbling system to make a person just realize that, you small compared to the music.
Okay. Wow. I didn't know that. So what are some of the current projects? You got some current things going on, and you got some new artists. What's UR doing now?
Well,
you've been around a long time.
UR is it's always been kind of a boot camp. Mike Clark went through it, and Rob Hood went through it, and
The boot camp. Okay.
Drexia went through it, and I ain't the easiest guy to get along with neither, because as they get better, they think everything they made is the stuff, and I'll be like, well, no, that one ain't this and that one. So, like teenagers, cats, they step out on their own and do their thing. But, it's always some new cats that want to try something and get down. And, they get tired of whatever genre of what they in, playing top 40 or, whatever it is they may be doing that they become. And they start searching for something else. And eventually, I'm real glad that we have a place in Detroit that some brothers can knock on the door and possibly get into something really forward. I want to backtrack to
Go ahead.
Yeah, me and Jeff had a lot to do with the formation.
Thank you.
Of UR, but certainly the trials and tribulations and struggles of people in front of us had more to do with it. Okay. So if that's any help to that particular question,
that does.
Yeah, but we certainly were amazed by all the intelligent music that could have come out on the radio, and Jeff wasn't allowed to play it, or they told him to fade off of this or fade off of that. Mm-hmm. And that limitation, the Mojo was Mojo and guys like Hump and them. Them cats was playing free what they wanted to play, and people became progressive listening to it. And then for the radio to start choking it down, I'm really disappointed in some of the stuff I hear now. It sounds like nursery rhymes, and I think a lot of our people can stand a little bit more than a nursery rhyme. But if that's the level that they think we at, that's a bad mistake. So we wanted to move forward, and we decided that it would be a boot camp for talent, and with the emphasis on eventually becoming independent and doing your own thing. You couldn't stay forever. And the guys I have now, Timeline, Mark Flash, my man 061 Dex, I got Milton Baldwin up there. They all are coming along with their productions, and we taking chances, putting it out there. Sometimes they're ready, sometimes they ain't, but I'm proud of what they're producing, and I'm more proud that we was able to give some help back to the hood, because I felt like we had failed. I still feel like we failed, and our mission was to do like what Mojo did, and the men that played around him and they age group, they played some progressive stuff and taught kids to be progressive, and we wanted to do the same thing for the hood all throughout the United States. We really didn't know nothing about the rest of the world. That just kind of happened, but and I still feel to this day we got a lot of work to do, because like I said, they're playing nursery rhymes on the radio, so we just had our work is cut out, and hopefully one of these kids that we bringing through now will figure something out that rings a bell, and who knows, maybe that great time, that small window between 1970 and the mid-90s, that when all that great music was getting played on the radio, maybe that window can reopen, because it's definitely shut tight right now.
Well, I want to, again, thank you, Agent Chaos, for coming down, being part of this beginning, this vision. I don't really know where it's going, but I just knew that the window was there. It opened, and I had to take it out again. Mike, my brother, I love you dearly. Thank you for being here, and thanks for doing what you do through everybody. Like you said, it is boot camp. You bring them in, you school them, you do them, and if they don't do right, I know you kick them out. I know that much.
Yeah.
So I want to, like again, I said thank you very much. Now, how can anybody that's interested in being part of UR, how can they get in contact with you?
Come on the north end and ring the doorbell.
There you go. There it is. You heard it here live. Agent
3000 East Grand.
Thank you very much. You are in my house, hosted by T.Carlita, where the true stories are told and great music is played.